Hello, magical people. I just wanted to do a quick reading because, oh my goodness, you all helped me reach 100 subscribers, which I know in the grand scheme of things is not very many people, but I feel very blessed and I feel very lucky that y'all are willing to hear what I have to say and listen to the messages that I have to give. So it's a beautiful day out here. I've got my little friend Calendula next to me. Unfortunately, you probably can't see all of it, but we've got some sage here. We've got the forsythia behind me. We've got some feverfew. We got all sorts of beautiful stuff happening in the yard, and with this new beautiful thing happening in my life, I just wanted to pay it forward, or pay it back, I guess is maybe the more appropriate way to say it. So I got a stack of cards here. It is pretty warm, so I'm not certain how long I will last out here before I start to melt. But all I really wanted to do was very, very freeform, just pull some cards and see what we get for messages. All of my readings are for entertainment only. Please always be sure that you make your own decisions. Take what resonates and leave the rest, particularly in this format where I'm not doing a full reading or trying to tune into one particular energy. Like I said, this is a little bit of an experiment for me here. So I am just going to, I've got some oracle decks, I've got some tarot decks, and we're just gonna go through and pull some cards and see what we see. And actually, you know what? I had initially been thinking that I was gonna start with the tarot, but I think actually I'm going to start with my favorite oracle deck, which this oracle deck is called Mystical Shaman Oracle deck, and it's by a few different people. I can't remember all of them. Anyhow, I'm just really trying to fill the space here as I shuffle them because I want to put my intentions into this to pull out just a card or two that the universe feels that the collective, including myself, might need to hear today. And again, take what resonates, leave the rest, and let's see what we've got. And ooh, that guy is calling to me, and it is number 42, the Rainmaker. And I rarely do this, but I did actually bring this book out for the purpose of reading at least a portion of it, because I do feel that there's a particular, I don't know, there's a sacredness to these images and these messages in this particular oracle deck that really speak to me. So the essence of the Rainmaker is the master of manifestation. Ooh, I just got goosebumps. Who can call on the elements of nature to serve the greater good. When the power to co-create is used with integrity, great beauty and benefit flow to all. When this power is used for personal gain only, everyone suffers. When the earth is parched, the Rainmaker calls the waters from the heavens, and all that is dormant in the fields and in people's hearts springs to life again. Well, that is actually choking me up. I am not going to lie. So that right there is a beautiful message for all of us. And, you know, it's kind of reminding me a little bit of that magician energy, that ability to harness the goodness of the elements and to, with will and with intention, actually create, and more than that, even co-create, because it really is all about co-creation. Like, I mean, you can see me and I can't see you, so on the one hand, it doesn't maybe feel like co-creation, but since this is energy work, when I do a reading that speaks to you, that is actually our energies connecting, and so we do co-create. So, oh, holy hell, the card, the card that fell into my lap while I was shuffling them, I don't know if that was caught on camera or not, is actually the Magician card. So you know what, y'all? We're gonna be just fine. I know it's been a struggle for me in this past couple of years. I know it's probably been a struggle for you too. But we are all here. If you're seeing this, I'm here, you're here. We survived. And a lot of people didn't. And that right there is something to be grateful for. So let's pull another couple of tarot cards. Interesting. The Five of Pentacles. And it feels like it's such disjointed energy from the Rainmaker and the Magician. But you know what I'm actually seeing is that we are all, as a collective, slowly moving out of this energy of self-limiting beliefs. And I think this is applied to the collective as a whole, to the entire world. We're obviously not there yet. We obviously have a lot more work to do, but if you just look at the way that we've learned to adapt and think outside of the box over the last couple of years of necessity, then I think you can agree that we are already starting to move out of this energy. And it makes sense that some of us on a personal level will be able to move out of it more quickly than the collective as a whole, because, I mean, bigger things take longer to adapt, and especially when you're talking about systems, and massive systems at that, the man can be difficult, because when you have the Hierophant who is channeling the energy through himself, that's one person speaking on behalf of many, and if the Hierophant is not a clear channel, then that message will be tainted. And I think that we see that show up in the world around us. And so the message that I'm getting here is that, like, again, an invitation to be our own Hierophant, to be our own intermediary between the spiritual realm and the physical realm, to learn how to do that ourselves. It's kind of akin to people as a whole having a lot more literacy than we did a couple of hundred years ago. And so that has allowed us to gain knowledge, both practical, spiritual, philosophical, as on an individual basis, much more readily than when we were reliant on, I'm in North America, so there's a lot of Christianity, and there was definitely a time when it was primarily only the people in the church who could read, and you can see how that can limit one's own understanding of the divine if there's somebody standing in between you and it. And yeah, the Page of Swords, cutting through the energy, not like cutting out the middleman. That's the phrase I was looking for, is cutting out the middleman. You know, I think we are all learning how to do that, how to cut out the middleman and recognize that we have a direct line to our higher self, or God, or divine, or universe, or spirit, whatever magical framework you want to use, whatever spiritual framework you want to use. In my opinion, it's all pretty much the same thing. So I'm going to pull another oracle card. Which deck? Ooh, I'm going to use this deck. So I'm going to pull an oracle card from the Lightworkers deck. I think it's what this is called. And, you know, I got to be honest, usually I'm not a fan of a lot of stuff that has pink on it. And these cards, they are very pretty, but they are very, 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 I don't know, but the messages are powerful, and the messages are beautiful. And we have two that came out. First one here is answer the call. What is your soul calling you to do? You know, there's a lot of really big energy that's coming through. I guess when I set the intention of tuning into the collective, the universe was like, all right, you asked for it, here you go, girl. And then dancing with life, doing something to change your energy. And again, yeah, kind of going back to this, like moving out of these self-limiting beliefs, or not believing that we can get access to the resources that we need. And if you find that you get stuck in that darker energy, and trust me, honey, we all do. If anybody tells you they don't, I would maybe feel like that's a little sus. But when you do feeling you're getting into that energy, like, I mean, for me, it's literally dancing that helps. I will put on some music and I will dance my tuchus off in the living room where nobody, hopefully, can see me, and it really does. It helps to change the energy in your body, which changes the energy in your space. And so sometimes that is a helpful tool. And dancing with life, I think for myself, I am just starting to learn how to do that. From the Oracle deck here, for the Animal Oracle deck, I just pulled out the Frog card, Clear Out the Clutter, and now I'm feeling a little bit personally called out. Don't know about you, but that is absolutely something that I need to do, and it's both physical clutter and energetic clutter. It's a constant task. It's a constant task. All right, let's pull some more tarot cards, and let's ask, now that we've gotten all of this validation that we're in this spot that we are in fact intended to be, to meet our purpose, to manifest our life, to be our own line of communication between the divine and the spiritual, or between the divine and the physical, or the spiritual and the physical. Let's see if we can get some final messages, because you know what, y'all, it is getting hot and I'm gonna start wilting soon, so I'm not gonna go too much longer. But let's see if we can get a few more messages here. Ooh, that's a whole pile. That's that. Okay, so we have the first one that had flipped out was the Daughter of Roots, which is the Daughter of Pentacles. And then we also have the Daughter of Arrows. Okay, oh my goodness. And then the Daughter of Horns. Wow, okay. Wow, and then fascinating. The 5 of Arrows, the 9 of Feathers, and the 3 of Cups. This is really interesting. Okay, so the daughters are all students, right? They're all students who are trying to ground in an earthy way the respective messages that the suit is trying to teach them. So we have here Pentacles, Roots, we have Arrows, Swords, and we have Horns, Cups. So there's going to be a lot of new information in terms of emotional truths and in terms of intellectual or philosophical truths that we're going to be trying to ground into our reality around us. And there will be challenges ahead. There will be times when we don't even have the oomph to turn on the music and dance our way out of the energy, that we'll just need to navigate that energy the best way that we can, even when it's hard, even when it puts us into conflict with others or into internal conflict with ourselves. But again, there's still that 3 of Cups showing up, that air of celebration, and not even just celebration, but celebration in a co-collaborative and co-creative kind of way. So what I'm really kind of hearing here is that this is speaking to the bigger journeys. We have essentially 2 magicians coming out here. Pardon me. But this is speaking to our purpose and where we are with regards to the purpose. And we are still learning. Like, again, all of those daughters coming out, you know, we are still learning. And I think it's important to remember that. And for myself, I never want to get to, it's just too many. I never want to get to the point in my life where I feel like I have all of the answers. I instead want to always be at that point where I know that there's still more for me to learn, even though that doesn't negate the fact that I'm aware that I already also carry deep, deep wisdom in every cell of my body, and so do you. So it's a matter of balancing those 2 things, trying to not be so humble, or that we're, humble's not the right word, trying to be so self-deprecating that we are not acknowledging our own greatness, while not thinking that we are so great that we are not subject to learning new lessons. And we also have, we have the Star card, We have the Mother of Feathers. Oh, which is interesting because when the 3 daughters came out, the only suit that didn't come out with these 3 was the feathers. So what this is telling me here is that in terms of inspiration, in terms of tuning in to our passion, we've already made some steps. We've already moved from the daughter to the son. Now we're at the mother, which is the divine feminine. So it's being in that place of receptivity. Like, this is mature energy, but it's also still receptive energy. And so you know where you are, you know your passions, you know what you're going for, and you are still simultaneously receptive and open to changing the flow of the river to move around an obstacle. So again, walking that fine line between mastery but not having a deeply attached belief that one is a master with nothing to learn. And then with the star card and with the hanged one, or the hanged man, this is again just reiterating that this is speaking about big stuff here, and that you are on your way to the stars. We've gone within, we will continue to have to go within to re-establish that light for the purpose of putting that light out there to shine down on everybody around us. This is really deeply, deeply, deeply beautiful, beautiful energy. Like, I don't even know if can you hear it in my voice? Is it coming through for you how light but also deep this energy is? It's I hope that it is. All right, I'm going to pull just 2 more cards. I'm going to pull 1 more card from the Mystical Shaman Oracle deck. Although, actually, you know what? I'm going to pull one from this deck first. I want to start and end with my favorite Oracle deck being that Mystical Shaman one. So we are going to instead pull 1 card first from this Oracle deck, sending us a final couple of messages as we go about on our way to enjoying this gorgeous energy when we can, and having the wisdom and the strength to just navigate it and ride the dark waves when they come. So a couple of final messages here. Yo, there's just no way in hell that I could plan things this perfectly. It wouldn't even occur to me to try. We've pulled the Return of Spirit card here. And this is, again, just reiterating that, like, wherever you are, whatever the situation or the project or the life goal or the life vision that you are allowing yourself to start dreaming about and allowing yourself to actually manifest in the world around you, it's because that's who you are. It's because that's who you're meant to be. This is it. This is you're doing it. And oh, that plane's probably going to be super loud. You know, just to, again, grounding it to reality, I guess we'll just take this as an acknowledgement that even when things are awesome, even when you're doing the right thing, that doesn't mean a plane won't fly by and make it too loud for you to be heard. So there's always going to be rando shit like that happens. It just feels like it's going to knock you off your path in either a small way or a large way, but that's actually not true. You can't be knocked from your path. Whatever it is, whatever your life is the life that was meant to be. And we also have, okay, for the very final card, we have the Middle World. So I'm going to read this one from the book as well. The middle world is the realm of day-to-day reality and the playground of the living. It is the present moment where everything is happening. Yet the middle world is created by the future, not only the past, and it is a mirror of the invisible realms. When things are right in the middle world, heaven and earth support everything. And when they are not right, heaven and earth must be brought into order as well. And, you know, to go on here, I'm going to read also the invitation from this card. The middle world shows up when conditions are favorable to your undertaking. Do not hesitate. Move forward as heaven and earth are smiling upon you. The time is right, so be expedient. Be mindful of not being reckless. The world is your playground, and what would require great effort at any other time can be accomplished with ease right now. Magical people, my friends, I cannot think of a better place to leave it. Thank you so much for being here at the very first stages of my journey. I look forward to this being a long path that we get to walk together. Thank you again. Please like, comment, subscribe. Honestly, it feels silly to even say that because this energy here is just all so big and so deep. It almost feels just silly to say that, and yet there you are. Be well, beautiful, magical people, and I will see you soon.